The United States entered the Vietnam War in earnest in 1964 after a controversial incident in the Gulf of Tonkin. The incident was an attack on an American destroyer, the Maddox, by North Vietnamese PT boats. On July 31, 1964, USS Maddox, DD-731, had begun its intelligence collection mission in the Gulf of Tonkin off the coast of Vietnam. The Maddox was under orders not to approach closer than 8 miles from the North Vietnamese coast and 4 miles from Han Nhu Island. On August 2nd, Maddox claimed it was attacked by 3 North Vietnamese P-4 patrol torpedo boats 28 miles away from the North Vietnamese coast in international waters. The Maddox claimed to have evaded a torpedo attack and opened fire with its 5-inch guns, forcing the patrol craft away. F-8 Crusader aircraft launched from the aircraft carrier USS Ticonderoga then attacked the retiring P-4s, claiming one was sunk and one heavily damaged. On August 4th, the Maddox and the C. Turner Joy were ordered to conduct another patrol off the North Vietnamese coast in order to show the flag after the first incident. During an evening and early morning of rough weather and heavy seas, the destroyers received radar, sonar, and radio signals that they believed indicated another attack by the North Vietnamese Navy. For some 2 hours, the ships fired on radar targets and maneuvered vigorously amid electronic and visual reports of enemies. Squadron Commander James Stockdale was one of the U.S. pilots flying overhead during the second alleged attack. Stockdale had the best seat in the house to watch the events that transpired that night.
It only took me about 20 minutes to get to the Turner Joy and the Maddox, which were heading south. And I called into the Maddox and got a hold of Clem and told him I was overhead and that I was, and their wakes stood out like beacons. It was their running lights were out, and I called Wes McDonald, who was following me with 2 A4s. And I said, Wes, I'm over the Maddox, and the weather's bad out here, but we can work it. I'm gonna stay below 1,000 feet, and I'm gonna turn off my lights. And I did that because I didn't want those destroyers to get confused, because they could not control me if I was to do what I had to do that night, which was to get down on the water and go out and search. I could dodge bullets. So I wanted them to be in the dark. I talked to them on the radio, but I didn't want them to get talking about what I was up to.
In the darkness, all hell had broken loose.
About 35 after 9, when the Maddox and Joy opened up with their guns. And they fired to the north, and I lit out with my lights off, chasing those bullets, seeing where in the hell I was looking for those big PT boat wakes out there. Nothing, just about nothing but American firepower and splashes, and you'd see it. I mean, it's luminous water in that Tonkin Gulf. To make a long story short, I was convinced that there were no boats out there on the basis of the experience that I picked up the day and a half before. And when I was getting about time to shove off, they gotten the Connie underway after this. She was coming out of Hong Kong, and my friends from the Connie were out there going to relieve us. And I had, told them, I said, it's really a mixed up mess, and I don't think there are any boats out here, but I'm low state and I got to get going.
Even with all the evidence to the contrary, the alleged attacks provoked the U.S. Congress into giving President Johnson the authority to commit U.S. armed forces to the defenses of South Vietnam. Johnson quickly ordered the Ticonderoga and the Constellation to launch airstrikes against North Vietnamese torpedo boat bases and fuel facilities. Stockdale received his orders directly from the captain of the Ticonderoga.
He said, "It looks like we're going to bomb the mainland." And I said, "What's the justification?" He said, "The provocation." "What provocation?" "Last night, against the Maddox and Joy." I thought, boy, I didn't say anything. I thought, boy, you're sitting right here. You'll never forget this minute, because here we've got a Washington that's completely out of control, going off half-cocked, and you're going to take the lead. I learned it quick enough on the phone from the captain that he wanted me to lead the number one target, the the number one priority, which was to take out the fuel storage tanks, 14 high cylindrical tanks at Vin, which was a city of about 65,000 people there, and these tanks were right beside it.
How Stockdale wanted his crusaders armed came as a surprise.
The captain told me to find the exec and tell him what kind of ordnance I wanted on those F-8s. I was going to take 6 of them. All I want is full ammo, 20 millimeter, and I want 8 Zunis, 4 on each side. He said, aren't you going to take any air-to-air weapons? You're liable to be MiGs there. I'd say there will be no MiGs there today. I know that for a fact. I never went ahead and told him. I thought I might. I should have said, this is Pearl Harbor. This is not normal action. There will be MiGs tomorrow.
The air war against North Vietnam had begun, and by September of the following year, James Bond Stockdale would be shot down on a mission over North Vietnam. For the next 7 years, he was held in solitary confinement in Hanoi's notorious Hoa Lo prison.